And we are back with just 24 hours to go until the start of the Premier League season. Today I will be showing you my final fantasy football team for the opening game week. Now, if you're still looking to find out players that you want to include in your team, you're still a little bit unsure about certain ones that you might want to put in, do not forget to check out all of the YouTube shorts that I've been doing over the last few weeks. I've been doing one a day, highlighting key players that I think are going to be involved from every single Premier League team. So if you're still short on players and you're still not quite sure who to go for, check those out. They are all under a minute, so you can get through the entire set in 20 minutes, so you can figure out exactly who you want from each team. They are all in a playlist which will be available to you at the end of the video and in the description as well. But yeah, if you have not decided, those are the players that I think you should be going for. And today's video is about showing you the team that I finally settled on. And before we get into showing you that, if you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video and subscribing to the YouTube channel. We are still going to be doing some fantasy football content over the course of this season. And of course, the return of the Premier League prediction series will be out this time tomorrow morning. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you are, and ring that bell so you don't miss when that predictions video comes out. And yeah, here is my team for game week 1. Now, I'm not showing you who I've actually put in the main team, but this is the overall squad. You'll see that I've used the entire budget. My 2 goalkeepers I've gone for Onana and Jason Steele. I have changed Areola for Steele at the last minute. I had 0.5 million budget left over. With Nkunku's injury, I swapped Nkunku out for Nicholas Jackson because I think we all expect Jackson to be the starting striker for Chelsea now this season with Nkunku's injury. That freed up 0.5 million. And the reason I've gone for Jason Steele is because it now looks like Steele is going to be the regular Premier League goalkeeper, with Verbruggen then being the Europa League goalkeeper, as he has experience in Europe playing with Anderlecht. So that allows me to actually put in another really good Brighton player on top of Onana. And with Manchester United having 2 tough away fixtures early on, it's nice to have a good backup goalkeeper that will come in and score points. In defence, it's almost exactly the same as the defence that I picked in my initial draft. We've still got Saliba, we've still got Trent, we've still got Stones. The changes are Matty Cass and Estepinian. Was able to free up a little bit more cash to get Estepinian into the team. And then Matty Cash, I just think, is a fantastic option. It looks like he could be playing right wing back in a back 5 for Aston Villa this season, which means he'll be getting even more forward and creating and scoring even more chances. So I think Matty Cash is a fantastic option at 4.5. Don't really need to say too much more about Trent or Stones. I think they're all both a given. They're both going to be playing even more advanced this season. The only interesting one seems to be Saliba. In all of the drafts that I've seen from even like the top FPL people, they've all gone for Gabriel, which I really don't understand. Yes, Gabriel got more points in the end over Saliba last season, but Saliba had a higher points per game last season. He scored more bonus points than Gabriel, despite missing the last 15 games of the season. So I don't understand everyone going for Gabriel over Saliba. Saliba is clearly the better option in my opinion, provided he stays fit. And I'm assuming that's the only reason people are going for Gabriel instead of Saliba, is because they think he might pick up an injury. So that's the defence. The midfield, I just think, is absolutely stacked. Saka, Mitoma, Bruno and Rashford. I think you really just have to have all of them. You could potentially change one of the Manchester United players, maybe for one of the Liverpool midfielders, or maybe like a Heung-min Son. But given the fixtures at the start of the season, I think going for Bruno and Rashford is absolutely worth it. Saka is an absolute must. He's Arsenal's penalty taker. He's their highest chance creator outside of Odegaard. And I just think he will inevitably end up getting more than Odegaard and Martinelli. Trossard is also a shout with Jesus now injured, and it looks like it will be Trossard that takes the striker role, so he could be a good cheap option. But even then, I couldn't pick Trossard over Mitoma. Like I said, I had 0.5 million spare after I took Areola out, so I could have gone for Trossard instead of Mitoma, but I have to go for Mitoma because, again, you look at Brighton's early fixtures, Mitoma, to me, seems like an absolute must. And if you haven't watched my shorts yet, my reasons for Elliot Anderson is he was Newcastle's top scorer in pre-season. He's definitely going to be on the bench. Whether or not he's going to get enough minutes to score enough points, we'll see. But he's the cheapest midfielder in the game, so why not go for one that is going to play? And then, of course, the front line, Nicholas Jackson, we've already spoken about. Erling Haaland is an absolute must. And Mbama is the exact same reasoning as Anderson. He's scored a lot of goals in pre-season for West Ham. He will at least be on the bench, could potentially get some starts. The only risk about going for players like Mbama and Elliot Anderson is I'm not the only people that know that they've done so well in pre-season. So a lot of people have put them in their teams, which means that if they then take them out because they're not scoring points, the prices of Mbama and Elliot Anderson will then go down, which will then affect your budget going forward if you then, say, play a wild card and take Anderson and Mbama out. So if you don't want to take that risk, I would suggest going for the 4.5 million options that are attached to players that no one has picked, because then there is no risk of their price going down. But then, of course, there is no chance that those players are going to get points. So that's the thing you've got to weigh up when you go for these 4.5 million options. Are these players actually going to play? Because if they do play, then they could score points. If they're not going to play and other people have picked them, their FPL price is going to drop. So really interesting thing to consider that. But that is the squad of players that I'll be going for next season. Like I say, I'm not going to tell you who I've actually gone for as the starting 11, mainly because there's still a couple of tweaks I haven't quite decided to make yet, and also I really can't decide who's going to be captain. Let me know down in the comments who you've gone for as captain, and who you'd go for as captain in my team. Would you go for Saka? Would you go for Mitoma? Would you go for Bruno? Would you go for Rashford? Or would you go for the inevitable Erling Haaland? I just think away at Burnley, he may not do as well as some of those midfielders, so lots of decisions still to be made, even on my side. Like I said, though, this will be the squad that definitely goes into tomorrow's fixtures, unless, like, we hear over the course of the next 24 hours, one of these players picks up a serious injury, or they're definitely not going to play that opening fixture, in which case, then, yes, I will make one last final change. But as things stand, on a Thursday morning, before the start of the season, this is the team that will be taking me towards fantasy football glory this season. And this is your final opportunity to get involved in the SO99 League for this season. The league code is on screen for you now. We've nearly got 50 people in the league this year, but I'd love it if we could get over 50 for the upcoming season. And then, like I say, if you have watched this video, if you have been advised to improve your team based off of this video or any of the YouTube shorts that I have posted over the last couple of weeks, please do consider joining the SO99 League. It's going to be a fun league, and hopefully going to be a very competitive one. Thank you very much for watching, as always. As I said, I will be back tomorrow with those Premier League predictions for Game Week 1. I will see you then.